Yeah, our positioning was good, Dean. We've played, we've had moments where we've gotten beat. You play corner, you're gonna get beat. But this spring, we've seen these guys take advantage of the tools that we're giving them. Our guys have done a really good job of getting them to understand the variety of schemes that we've employed, and then the fundamentals and the technique that go along with those schemes. Really excited about the group. It's not a deep group right now. We've got a couple of additions coming real soon in the next several weeks, but have seen real improvement by every single one of them, and so really excited about the growth there. And as we saw a year ago, that wasn't a point of strength for us. Super inconsistent, and you can't play good defense, let alone great defense, and be inconsistent anywhere. And so, we're gonna at times put them on an island, and we're gonna be aggressive with how we call things. But there's opportunities for us also to help them and protect their weaknesses and enhance their strengths. And but what you saw today is a snapshot of what we saw during the spring, and that's improvement. Positioning, understanding, aggressiveness, pretty good discipline, and still got plenty of things to get better at. Again, been really pleased, again, from beginning to end with Dylan, and where he is, and he's probably his own worst critic, and Coach Levy probably would be too. But I'm looking at just the entire body and his leadership and his consistency, and he's done a great job all spring. Feel great about him, and we're still developing, behind him. We don't have quote-unquote answers right now. The portal is a definite option for us, and so we want to get, if we go that route, you find somebody that's the right fit, right age. There's just a lot that goes into that. I need to get into all those weeds, but that is a definite concern for us. No question about it. Mm-hmm.
Barry Trammell.
Yeah, Brent, you mentioned the wind for Gabriel, but also the atmosphere, 75. It's not a normal spring game. Was that a nice bonus for you as a coaching staff to see what, you've seen at UCF, but see what he'd do under such a big crowd and such hype?
Yeah, absolutely. You can't hide the fact when they walked in that stadium, those guys are looking around. You could hear the chirping. They're paying attention, and certainly some guys freeze up in those moments. There's no doubt about it. And he's like a stealth bomber, man. He was probably no surprise to many of us in this building, but he's like an assassin. He really is. He doesn't let any circumstances affect him. He's the same guy every day, and that's what the good ones and the great ones are. They show up every day and have the same mindset. So certainly a wonderful atmosphere for our guys. Truly game-like as far as home game anyway. So great opportunity for our guys to improve when you got the lights are bright. And so that was great to see for our guys. Great question. I mean, we got to get better everywhere, and that's not trying to be general. It is. That's we got to get better everywhere. Our understanding, knowledge is power, and so just a lot of the details that you organically work out through time, and we don't have time. So we've got to bridge that gap quickly, and we've made a ton of improvement, but we still have our pre-snap alignments and positioning and eyes and the fundamentals and the trust. They had a little, I don't know what drive it was, but it was in the first half. They had a little quick screen out on the perimeter, and we're in a 3-deep, and it's on the sideline, the white sideline, and we got two defenders. They got one blocker. One blocker equals two gaps. Something outside of them, something inside of them. And you got to fit it, and you got to fit it like that. And the way you play aggressive is you know exactly where your help is. Now that's not a guessing game, because that particular player is always fitting it a certain way. But we got to contact, and then we softened up and started looking, both sides of the blocker. So next, a play that it ought to be 2nd and 9, at the best case scenario for the offense, it's 2nd and 3. We give up 7 yards on a, behind the line scrimmage. And until we do that consistently, that's a snapshot of what consistency needs to look like, and that's like the layup of all layups, in my opinion. I tell the defensive guys that's a dumb play. Offense, that's a smart play when they know the defense doesn't have the discipline to play it right. And I've seen us defend it well, and then I've seen us today, again, give up 7 yards. And you can't call defense when it's 2nd and 3 all day. It's just hard. So, I'm really proud of all the improvement that we've made. The number one thing that I think that our guys have shown the most improvement is just our mindset, our hunger, our humility, the thirst for the knowledge and the work that they put in off the field. Our effort. I mean, we were running on and off the field. I was like, my charge today was, let me find one dude that's not running off the field. Not like a full-fledged sprint, but running off the field. Do not walk. Okay? Send a message by how we do what we do. And so I was on the hunt for somebody to be made an example of, and I couldn't find them. And that, for me, I'm like, well, man, they listening. But they're buying in. You ought to hear them. They're coaching each other like nonstop of what we're asking them to do. So, they're rehearsing and reinforcing all of our, our standards and beliefs and expectations. And so, again, we'll see if we can keep them, moving that needle in that way as well. But that's been really pleasing. I thought they made a lot of good competitive plays, even in some of the quick game. And again, the ball kind of got away at times and made some really tough catches. Love the competitive throw and catch with Jaden there at the end. He needed that. The spring's been good for all those guys. Drake Stoops was just the model of consistency. He makes everything look so easy. He takes a lot of shots. Man, but he's made a steal. And but I like the receiver play today. We had a couple that we dropped. One dropped early. I can't remember who it was, but we had a couple that were layups that we dropped. I thought that they placed the ball really well, and then we had some what would have been some really tough catches. But overall, I thought we caught the ball really pretty well.
For more information, you can visit TulsaWorld.com.